Libya or Libya, a place called Comer, and Tolgamar. And these places you can also find, or these nations you also find in Ezekiel's vision, okay? What this message is about ultimately is spirit coming in to say that there is an eradication of the gates of Alexander. The gates of Alexander is Rome. What we're watching is the fall of Rome. And this is the last war that they engage in order for them to shift power.
Yes.
And spirit is coming in to tell us to get in order and to get out of the way. It's none of your business.
None of your business.
What's happening as it relates to this war. It is your business to put the necessary provisions into place. Know that this war is going to affect every land because it has to. Both Russia, aka Rosh, will fall just as hard as Babylon falls. Because Russia right now is a reflection of Babylon. As we dealt with the Meshach, we dealt with the etymology of Babylon, because everything that we see happening without on the outside of us is happening on the inside of us. Meshach dealt with the fall of Babylon during our Code Red lecture that we had. You guys can find it on my personal page. It's a timely message, and I encourage all of you guys to check out that message 222, because it's a clear indication, and it was a sounding of an alarm of what's happening right now. When we look at the metaphysical definition of Babylon, it translates into confusion or mixture, mental confusion, or a chaotic condition. These are times when we find ourselves in the confusion of the sense of consciousness, and its thoughts are so strong that they seem to have us in complete subjugation. So right now, Babylon has us physically in a state of subjugation, but spiritually in a state of confusion and in a state of subjugation. And the Divine Mother is now coming into place to do what? Bring order into chaos, to remove the confusion, meaning to remove their laws, to remove their history, to remove their doctrine, to remove their music, sound, to remove their ritual, to remove how they make money, to remove their resources, to remove their profiting of the land, to remove their sacrificing of the physical bodies, to remove their infrastructure. Spirit is saying, when you see the world around you collapsing, don't feel like you are losing anything. Because the moment that you feel like you are losing anything, you become Edith in the days of Lot.
Come on,
Spirit gives a command to Lot to move, to go, to make movement, to leave Sodom and Gomorrah. And as you leave Sodom and Gomorrah, they gave one command: not to look back. Edith was the wife of Lot. So the removal of the divine feminine. Because who didn't listen in that scenario? The divine feminine. The divine feminine did not listen when Spirit gave the command to fall away and to not look back. Nina Simone, the Ophanim angel, is coming forward to say that times are changing and there is a new world beginning. And this war between Ukraine and Russia is the beginnings of this. They are the collapsing of a regime. Nina Simone is saying, get ready for war. Nina Simone is also saying to get out of the way. How do you get out of the way? To get into spirit. Get into yourself. Get into your shadow work. Because the undoing that's taking place within us is reflecting the undoing that's taking place on this planet. The reset buttons that are being pushed in us are the same reset buttons that are reflected of being pushed in the physical. That's right. Okay? They're going to fall and collapse around us. And in this collapsing, Spirit is saying, it's still giving the command to build. I go before you to prepare a place. What are you preparing? Even with you bringing up the reflection and the mirror, the law of 44. On the Ophanim angel, the will within the will is surrounded by nothing but eyes. So that tells you that we are not sensing this experience right now with any of our senses but the eye. How are you seeing into this experience? When we look at the spiritual symbolism, the metaphysical symbolism of the eye signifies understanding, okay? Because it is the sight of the body, okay? It is the sight, the body corresponds with sight and spirit. The eye corresponds with sight and spirit. They go together. So if you are blinded in this season, there is no way that you are connected to spirit. And this message, thank you. If these spiritual messages, these spiritual warnings that keep coming forth from multiple people are not resonating with you, that is your first indication that you are spiritually blind. And right now is not the time to be spiritually blind. Spirit is saying, I would rather you cover your eyes than for you to see where you are going. Because at least you would stay walking the straight and narrow. And the only thing that will be guiding that is your intuition. The only way that you can trust your intuition is if you trust yourself. The only way that you can trust yourself is if you do your shadow work. If you trust your shadow. Gotta do that. Okay? So when will this allegiance, this powers that be to be helping Russia overthrow or overtake Ukraine is when Israel's defenses are lowered. Israel's defenses are lowered. Israel is a collective right now. Our defenses are lowered. We're still lollygagging and playing around. We're still twerking for Jesus. Okay? We're still playing in the streets. We're still worried about the wrong things. We're not building a storehouse. We're not building an arsenal. We're not building community. We're still going to war against sister, sister against sister, brother against brother, mother against mother, father against father, mother against father, son against daughter. Our defenses are lowered. The second way, this takeover will occur at the beginning of tribulation. Tribulation is the cause of great suffering. We are in tribulation. Many of you feel like tribulation is just starting. We've been in tribulation. We're about to go to a next level of tribulation. And Spirit is charging us to put provisions into place. And when we will know that this is happening, we will see Russia in some capacity make a contract with Ukraine. We're going to see some type of peace treaty being made, a contract being signed for 7 years. This is smoke and mirrors. This is going to be a setup. This is going to make y'all think that the world is a safer place when it is the beginning of a takeover. That's why our spiritual sight has to be in order. That's why Nina is coming to say and is charging for us to see the new world, to see that the times are changing. The nation needs to protect itself. The nation is not going to be protected by the powers that be. Nina Simone is saying that the nation needs to protect itself. The Ophanim angel is saying that the collective needs to see into itself. That the collective needs to be using its wisdom right now to see. And that war is going to hit this land. One of the main areas that a lot of this message delved in and stayed into was the North. The North deals with passion. It deals with birth, rebirth, transformation. The North deals with fertility and change. And so even though we see death happening around us, there's also going to be a lot of opportunities to birth anew, to birth new visions. Nina said that there's a new voice coming. There's going to be new communication happening. There's going to be new lessons, new teachings, new understandings, new perceptions. There's going to be birth, new spiritual awareness. There's going to be birth. The North deals with the imagination. The North also deals with the rawest aspects of ourselves. So this war is going to force us to see the rawest aspects of ourselves as it relates to the collective. Also forcing us to see the rawest aspects as it relates to ourselves. We're going to have to get low down, dirty, and ugly with ourselves. In order for us to understand the low down, dirty, nasty, despicable, insidious energy that has been allowed to exist on this plane of existence for centuries. Babylon should have never had reigned this long.
Yes.
They should have never been allowed to exist in power over the people for as long as they have.